Mob of cats watching me. All right, so they're fed, they're watered. Fired up. Okay, so I've got a dilemma to figure out here. How am I going to do this? Okay, so this house is like really old. It's really, it really needs, it's got mold in it. It was a beautiful place at one point for sure, but everything is just, you know, rustic is like an understatement. The sink, it's the old-fashioned double faucet setup, and they leak, of course, right? And the problem is the sink in the kitchen is frozen. The drain is frozen. And I think the same for the bathtub too. So it means I'll have to come every couple of days and empty it while my client's not able to, she has to tend to her husband in palliative care. So I tried the plunger on the kitchen sink, and I thought maybe it might move the ice back and forth if there's ice in it. I don't have a snake, and I don't have like a hose where I could run the hot water through it to melt it. And I don't know how far out that goes and where it is on the ground now. Obviously can't get to it right now. So is there a way to unice that? Like, if I put Drano in there, that probably wouldn't work, but if I put antifreeze in the sink, do you think it would actually go down far enough to actually start to thaw the ice? Or I guess it might be too late. I'm trying to think of what I could do here, you know, because then I don't have to worry about it flooding the house. Like, it wasn't flooded over the sink, but definitely every 2 days or so I'll have to be here to empty it. And I don't think I can tie a hose on there to drain, to just let it drain out somewhere, right? Trying to think of what I could do. That's a tricky one. Sometimes, like, if you get it early, you can plunge it and you know, then let some and you don't want to shut off the water there, because that'll create more problems when she comes back, because I don't like shutting off the water and then turning it back on in the winter, because you can get some ice blockages and stuff like that. You shut the water off, you don't turn it on again until spring. Sometimes you get away with it, but like with a new house, you get away with it. You can turn it off and turn it off and on to your heart's content. It won't matter. But to an old place, guaranteed a pipe will freeze somewhere. Even if you drain most of the water out, there's always a trap somewhere that doesn't get drained properly, right? And it's fine if you don't add any extra water. So I don't want to see any pipes bursting or anything like that. Might have to talk to John about this one, because he's the plumbing guy. Two things I don't touch is electrical and plumbing. I know enough to be dangerous, but just enough to be dangerous. And with plumbing, you think it's really easy, but if you don't understand how vapor locks work 100%, you create catastrophes that you just don't want to deal with. And trust me, I always know I know a guy who knows plumbing really well, blah, blah, blah. I know those guys. As soon as I hear, I know a guy knows plumbing really well and he's cheaper, yeah, don't even fucking look at him. There's a reason why the plumbers are making $90 to $100 an hour. Because they save you, you know, a $10,000, $20,000 reflooring. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, so I gotta figure out how to unclog that sink, unice that sink. The only other thing I can think of is if I could get a hose set up and drain it off into the bathtub, then I don't have to worry about it flooding for days, you know what I mean? But that house, like, it leaks so bad, like, all over the place. Like, the roof leaks pretty much everywhere. Like, there's buckets all over the house, you know what I mean? It's sad because that would have been a really, really nice house, but it wasn't built properly years and years ago. Like, you know, like, you got water leaking in through the walls. There's rot all over the place, mold. Because a lot of these places, like, they weren't built with like 4 seasons in mind, right? And yeah. Like, a lot of people buy like these old cottages and stuff like that, trying to renovate them into a house. I'm like, just fucking tear it down and start over. Trust me, it'll be cheaper. Oh, but a new house costs this much and permits. It is still going to be cheaper than the reno. Almost every time it's cheaper than the reno, unless it's like really small rentals, like someone's like just doing a roof or something like that. Okay, no problem. But you want to do like jack up the building, do the reno, add a basement, relocate the hot water tanks, you know, tear out all the walls and rebuild all the walls and rewire the place. Like, at that point, you know what I mean? I'm sure there's stuff you can reuse, but like, sometimes you can just gut everything and start over. But once you're at the gut everything and start over, you're pretty much at a complete rebuild anyway. So, more hay. Holy, a lot of hay moving around today. Good day for it, I guess. Not too cold, not too wet. Because the cows have got to be fed. Just like the kitty cats had to be fed. Yeah, but the SPCA is supposed to come by next week, the week after, start herding some of them up. There's about 15 of them, eh? Like, yeah. Yeah, so now I'm gonna go home, do some other stuff. Then, I actually have tomorrow off. Nice. Technically, I almost had today off, but I had to go deal with the kitty cats. But I don't mind that. Then Monday, I'll be back to the kitty cats and whatever. And so I have lots of water for them anyways. Time of year, I guess they have to just lick snow to stay hydrated. Yep. Head her home. A bunch of snowmobiles there. Might do some recording today. There's a new Elvady song out called, I think called Premonition. It's called Premonition or something like that. Really good. It's dark. It's really freaking dark there. But, yeah, I love Elvady. They're the best folk death metal band ever. Like, there's nobody quite like them out there. You know, like, there's other folk metal bands, but these guys are, yeah, they're pretty phenomenal. Then I found another band last night. They've been out for a couple of weeks. They're from Finland. They're called Ginger Evil. They're a rock band, more of a rock band. The lead singer, my God, she's gorgeous. But it's like good classic rock sounds, you know. But I was listening to them and listened to about 4 or 5 songs. They were really good. Really good. A lot of great bands come out of Finland, for sure. I'll have to visit Finland one day. So that's next. The ice roof. Oh, my uncle's up and about. Good. He must be feeling better. Hurt his knee there last week, the week before, whatever. Dad took him up to the hospital. They gave him some anti-inflammatories. He didn't break nothing, so that's good. So I guess he has to take the timeshare dog for a drive. He must have been bored in the house for like my dad, my uncles, like they're not people that can sit in the house for more than 5 minutes, right? You know, like they have to be out doing something, right? And, so it must have been torture for my poor uncle being bored, laid up on one leg. Bum knee. Yeah, so bands coming out of Finland and stuff like that. Pretty cool. Pretty darn cool. Whoa! Where am I going? Where am I going on the road? Can't see. Oh, Dad's still going. It's really crunchy right around here because it was mild and slushy, so like right there is like all those ridges is like bounce you out of your chair. So kitty cats are happy. They're fed, they're watered. I'll call my client, let her know. Figure out what I can do about the sink. I think I'll talk